Let's take a look at stories making headlines. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi praises UCCSA Church for its immense investment in the education of Southern Africa region. Over 70 companies pledged to adopt a police station across the country at the launch of the initiative. And in sports, Team BOTSWANA to play Gabon in the promotional playoff stage of the Davis Cup Africa tomorrow. Well, this is BTV News. Interpreting on sign language is Amantle Babili. This morning in Moshopa, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi commended the United Congregational Church of Southern Africa, UCCSA, for its significant role in developing education in the Southern Africa region, where Botswana has benefited immensely. He further emphasized the importance of churches having adopted their ways of doing things to address the prevailing challenges in society. The president made these remarks at the official opening of the church's biennial conference that has attracted some congregants from the neighboring countries. Kikantse Kumalo has more.
The UCCSA, which has been operating in Southern Africa for decades, has for a long time been regarded as a crucial partner of development in the region, especially Botswana, due to its immense contribution to the economic growth of this country. The UCCSA has been at the forefront in community development, health and education sector. The church has been commended for building primary and secondary schools in different parts of this country.
In this, our very own beloved Republic of Botswana alone, the UCCSA, from the times of the London Missionary Society and after 1967, has contributed immensely to education by building more than 10 primary schools in Tonota and in the northeast of Botswana, respectively. These schools have now been handed over to government. It also built Moeding College in Otse.
The church has been urged to speak with a strong voice against social ills affecting communities such as gender-based violence, crime and poverty. Meanwhile, President Masisi voiced his disappointment at some church members who are said to be perpetrators of the social ills.
We take it that the church must be a place where people who are battered by life find solace, healing, and refuge. It should not be otherwise at all.
As we go back to our respective countries, please, you must be seen to foster peace, love, grace, and mercy. May the good Lord bless our gathering. May the good Lord bless the President of the Republic. May the good Lord bless all of us.
We strive for governance that breaks down barriers between people, that is evidently moral, and for the good of all, that deploys its vast power for the common good and upholds hope. We believe equality does not just depend upon prosperity, it generates prosperity.
As this country strives to achieve a goal of having a prosperous nation by the year 2036, churches have been urged to interrogate their usual way of doing business and ensure that it resonates with the mindset change aspiration. This biennial conference, which has attracted members from Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique and South Africa, ends on Sunday. Kikantse Kumalo, Botswana Television, Moshopa.
And President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi noted government's relentless commitment to transformation, service delivery and public safety, stating the value of essential partnerships to driving these national priorities. Speaking at the launch of the Adopt a Police Station Gala dinner last night, he noted progressive steps in transforming police infrastructure towards a more modern Botswana. Utsidile Unkabetsi with more.
Some of the leading private sector companies have heeded the national call to join hands with government in a public-private sector deal to improve national security through the new Adopt a Police initiative. This is not the first time the government and private sector converge like this. In 2021, at the height of ATM bombing incidents, government enhanced private sector security companies by providing escort of cash-in-transit cars. Now government wants this partnership to be taken to another level.
Today's launch of the initiative, Adopt a Police Station, demonstrates the unwavering commitment of Botswana Police Service to continue to strengthen the effectiveness and impact of public security collaboration in accordance with the approach of public-private partnership initiatives for addressing national issues, challenges, and opportunities. The government is truly committed to ensuring that citizens and residents of this great republic get the very best services in environments that are dignified, safe, and welcoming. Pursuant to the announcement I made in the 2023 State of the Nation address regarding government's plans to build 28 police stations across the country, I am pleased to inform you that plans for their construction are at an extremely advanced stage.
Last year's rankings by the World Internal Security and Police Index rated Botswana Police as the best in Africa, but these rankings have not driven government to complacency.
As a learning organization which is committed to continuous service improvement, the Botswana Police Service has recently embraced a renewed service pledge. Kesi kano sa rona ko Botswana Police, where we will be led by the voice of the customer in our service delivery.
My ministry and Botswana Police Service believe that the collaboration between the police and the business can lead to safer communities, improved security, and better relationships between business and the police. It is therefore encouraging to see such proactive efforts in enhancing public safety and fostering a sense of community.
This Adopt a Police initiative starts with great momentum, with over 70 adoption pledges from the business community.
For us to be a country or destination of choice for investment, there are key imperatives that have to be in place, and those are safety and security. And today, it's testament of that partnership between private sector and the police force. As the business community, we pledge our resources, both financially and in kind.
The Botswana Police Service was established in 1884 and continues to evolve to meet the ever-changing global security dynamics. Utsidile Ongabetsi, BTV News, Gaborone.
The launch of the Albert Milton Foundation marks a notable commitment and collaborative efforts between citizens and government to invest in uplifting communities across the country. These sentiments were echoed by the First Lady, Ms. Neo Masisi, at the official launch of the AM Foundation today in Gaborone. She says the foundation, which was established in honor of the late BOTSWANA Managing Director, Mr. Albert Milton, is anchored on shared values of inclusivity and focus on the development of less privileged members of the community. Kibadiretse Motlosi responds.
May the Albert Milton Foundation impact last well into the future, maintaining and guarding its values while delivering on its philanthropic intent. As it continues the legacy of our beloved Albert Mbekeni Milton. Cheers to the Albert Milton Foundation.
A toast marking the legacy of the late Mr. Albert Milton, a cyclist enthusiast and one of the country's shining diamonds, whose demise 5 years ago left a void in all the lives he had touched. His passion for cycling, fueled by the desire to nurture a positive change, is the reason the Albert Milton Foundation was established. The family says the foundation is an extension of the man Mr. Milton was and will carry on his legacy of using cycling sport to give back and empower communities.
Albert and I always believed in the power of giving back, quietly and without fanfare. Over the years, we supported our community in various ways. Since his passing almost 5 years ago, I have continued to carry on this vision. The AM Cycling Challenge has been a significant part of this effort, beginning with the AM 570, a tribute to Albert aged at 57, and our shared commitment to community service.
The First Lady, Ms. Nauma Sisi, says Mr. Melton's legacy cannot be counted in the kilometers he covered in his cycling excursions, but rather by the tracks he left along the way. She urged the family to ensure that the Albert Melton Foundation continues to support the less privileged as a continuation of this legacy.
Albert Melton, the namesake of this foundation, was a model nation builder and a true philanthropist. His commitment to community upliftment and development was evident in the way he touched the lives of those who came into contact with him. Among his many endeavors, he founded the Murupule Cycling Club, not only for the well-being of the employees, but most importantly, to raise funds for charity. His passion for cycling saw him take on challenges, such as the 400-kilometer Gaborone to Mahalape Mazane ride, which raised significant funds for those in need. While in Joaneng, he also started the Joaneng Cycling Club, further demonstrating his dedication to promoting health and philanthropy through sports.
Prior to this launch, the foundation held 2 cycling challenges in 2020 and raised 2.4 million pula, while in 2022, the event made 1.6 million pula. This year's edition will see cyclists riding 620 kilometers from Gaborone to Gantsi in a space of 3 days in a course to raise funds for charity. Ke Badiritse Motlosi, BTV News, Gaborone.
And if you just tuned in, this is BTV News at 9 p.m. The church has been urged to come together in prayer towards addressing prevalent and pressing social ills, as well as attaining peace, which the country has always been praised for. This was said by the Catholic Council Chairperson, Mr. Daniel Molokwe, at Rasesa when different church denominations gathered for a mass prayer. Mr. Molokwe labeled the church as pivotal at times when the country is faced with crisis. Bukamoso Kutafalo with more.
As a norm, every year different churches in Rasasa village gather at the Kotla to pray for good rains and for social ills which are of major concern in their area. This year, they also prayed for peace and unity as the country is heading towards its general elections. We should be grateful here at Rasesa that the religious leaders are united despite coming from different churches. We accommodate our religious differences. It is important that the general elections do not ruin the peace we've been having amongst ourselves. Others will win, others will lose, but at the end of the day, we all remain BOTSWANA. I pray that as we head towards the general elections, we remain united for one purpose and protect peace that has been known for this country. The church also prayed for the A1 road, which is one of the major roads in the country, linking the north and south, thus causing congestion and accidents. Let us encourage our children and families to obey traffic rules. Our vehicles can help us in many ways, so it is crucial to use them responsibly. We are here with broken hearts because of the road accidents that continue to claim lives of our loved ones and all the social ills such as drug abuse and killings. But we remain hopeful that God will hear our prayers and all those will come to an end. The prayers will be held over each holidays with the hope that God intervenes and ultimately creating a safer environment for all. Bokamoso Kutsafalo, BTV News, Rasesa.
And yesterday, an all-party conference forum was held here in Gaborone to allow the political parties to make their final contributions to the political funding draft bill before the Winter Parliament, which starts on Monday. At the conference, Minister for State President Mr. Kabo Mooroane commended political parties for their participation and engagements in the discussion of the draft bill, saying such a move will enhance democracy in this country. The draft bill comes at a time when government, for the first time, set aside 34 million pula during the current financial year for political funding. Totlang Matlabapiri has more.
Consultations on the political party funding bill have gained momentum as on Thursday, political parties convened for the third time at the all-party conference to further discuss the draft bill, notably the formula for the allocation of funds to political parties. This meeting was initially scheduled to be held on the 8th of August this year. However, to ensure timeliness on distribution of funds before general elections in October, Minister for State President said it was necessary to call it earlier, as the bill is now set to be tabled before the winter parliamentary session next week.
Maloba ha re ntse re kopana ba ne ba tswa ka megopolo le mo gompienong ba dule ka megopolo mme megopolo e ba tswang le ba duleng ka yone mo bileng yone ra
some of the recommendations in the bill, while some will add value to the existing suggestions to help in tabling a proper political funding bill in Parliament. Remember that as Botswana, we believe in constant engagements and consultations with all relevant stakeholders. That is what all-party conference is about.
All-party conferences is.
Meanwhile, members of the political parties are optimistic that some of their recommendations to improve the bill will be considered for the betterment of the country.
We've had a draft come back, and we've looked into the draft and draft that thing. How a label compared to what it came in as at first, it's really quite improved.
And we looked into it. It has improved compared to the first draft, and it includes some of the recommendations we discussed as political parties. The forum is good. We should give credit to the current convener for the work he has done. It is now up to the government to include our recommendations and improve the draft bill, because at the end of the day, we are working for the growth of the Republic.
We are happy that for the first time, we can do a minimum agreement party funding.
For the first time, we managed to reach a minimum agreement on how political party funding should be rolled out. For the longest time, we did not agree on certain issues, but now there is progress. It makes us happy as it is a step forward, and also because all-party conference is an institution on its own.
More happy all-party conference. It's an institution on its own.
Furthermore, Minister Mooroane noted that all parties conference scheduled for August 8th will proceed as planned to further deliberate on issues of elections. Totlang Matlabapiri, BTV News, Gaborone.
Well, we're moving on to sports with Tato Kosi Mori. Tato.
Benson Pitago, my brother, how are you?
I'm well. I want to believe it's a weekend and there's quite a number of sporting activities.
Yes, ITTF is continuing as well as Davis Cup.
Okay, we'll be watching.
Yeah, let me go straight into them. This is Botswana Tonight Sports segment brought to you by Tato Kosimura. Thank you for joining us. Our top story. In the ongoing ITTF Youth Championships held at Boto University in Gaborone, South Africa's Andile Mahlamvu registered a convincing 3-1 win over Boitlamo of Botswana in an under-20 women's category in Countam. Ryan Kemwanyani.
Andile Mahlamvu started well, taking control of the match to win the first set 11-5. In the second set, the South African continued where she left off, registering an 11-8 win. Local girl Boitlamo, however, turned things around in the third set, winning it by 11-8. That was not enough as Mahlamvu wrapped the match up, winning the fourth and final set by 11-3 to win the match by 3-1.
So that if I did my tomahawk serve, mostly on her backhand, it will struggle for her to lift it and I have chance to attack it. And sometimes if I hit it on the forehand, then she would just chop it into the net. So I'm very happy with that because my serves are nice and spinny and on the table. My backhand, I wasn't flicking enough for it to go over the net and perfectly. So my backhand, I'm always too close to the table. That's why I just moved a little back for me to just put it on the table. Sometimes I have to place her, so I just need to fix my backhand.
She was serving her balls far and I was losing my serves. All I can say is I tried my best. I want to work on my movements and serves. In the other under-15 match, Tunisian Salma Chagui beat Warunatsiaka by 3 sets of 11-3, 11-3 and 11-4. Ryan Khangwenyan, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
In football, Township Rollers Football Club has unveiled Tandani Sabata of Sabata Group as the club's new president and financier for the next 5 years. Khomza Sefako with more.
Sabata successor Jimmy Kering, whose tenure as Township Rollers president expired last month. When announcing the Zimbabwean-born transport operator, who is the chief executive officer of the Sabata Luxury Coaches, the club's chairman, Pempera Tepeto, said he's expecting the businessman to bring to life all the exciting plans for the team.
Mr. Sabata is passionate about football and has a big plans for Township Rollers Football Club. In all the meetings that we have with him, he says and does the right things to show that he has the best interest of Township Rollers Football Club. Ladies and gentlemen, just like with previous such partnerships, we have gone into a 5-year contract with Mr. Sabata, who will assume control of the team operations, supported by Township Rollers National Executive Committee and management.
According to the duo's agreement, this is how the partnership will work out.
The company that is called Popa Investment. We have been in this company with Mr. Jimmy. Now Mr. Jimmy has gone out, now Mr. Sabata is in. So Mr. Sabata is holding 80% and the Society Township Rollers 20%. The same arrangement as long way back from Jagdisha. That's the arrangement that we are in.
We strive to ensure that the club continues to excel by improving the quality of management. We have a mission to make positive contribution to the personal, social, physical, and technical development of our players. We also want to establish a roller soccer academy for boys and girls from the age of 10. We want to target developing from grassroots and then export talent to other premier leagues in the world. Last but not least, we intend to give back to the community via sponsorship at primary schools and secondary schools.
Arguably the most powerful and successful club in Botswana, having won the Elite League 16 times, the deal is expected to take the club to even greater heights.
As the players, we stand ready to support and work with the new leadership. We are committed to the team and we are looking forward to the new season and promise that we will fight for honors. All the players have come back from the off-season and are looking forward to the new season ahead. The last few seasons have been somewhat disappointing with no trophies. But with the support of the new leadership, we can win trophies for the team. I also wish to invite the 12 players, the Township Rollers Football Club supporters, to come out in numbers and support us when the season starts.
Still at the launch, former Zebras and Nico United coach Mokhomutsi Mpote was unveiled as the new Township Rollers head coach in a 2-year contract. Last season, Mapalestina finished second in the Botswana Premier League standings, something they hope to improve on with this new partnership. Khomza Sefago, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Lastly, in the ongoing Davis Cup Africa Group 5 tournament, Botswana advanced to the next round of playoffs of the tournament. This came after Botswana duo Denzel Setso and Batsumi Marobela won against Madagascar in the men's doubles this afternoon. The pair made a great start in the first set and eased their play in the second set, giving Madagascar an opportunity to pull through to 6-4. But Botswana players were able to maximize their efforts in the deciding set and managed to score 6-2 to ensure that Botswana meets our Group B winners Gabon in the promotional playoffs. With that said, we come to the end of our Botswana Tonight sports segment. Thank you very much for your audience. Back to Benson Pitao.
Thank you, brother. But before we part, let's take a final look at stories making headlines. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi has praised the United Congregational Church of Southern Africa, UCCSA, for the role it played in the education of many in the Southern Africa region. And over 70 companies yesterday pledged to adopt a police station across the country at the launch of the initiative. In sports, Team Botswana will on Saturday, that is tomorrow, play Gabon after proceeding to the promotional playoff stage of the Davis Cup Africa Group 5 here in Gaborone. Well, that is that with our newscast at 9 p.m. Up next is weather. Stay tuned here on Botswana Television. Thank you.
Good evening and warm welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Leader Wadikom. It was a fine day with mild temperatures over Kalahari district, warm over Khanzi, southern southeast Katling and Gwening, hot elsewhere. Looking at the current satellite image, clear skies are visible over the entire country. Tomorrow expecting patches of clouds over Khanzi, Kalahari, southern southeast Katling and Gwening, also expecting clear skies. In the morning, we're expecting cold temperatures over Khanzi, Kalahari, southern southeast Katling, Gwening and northeast between 2 and 7 degrees Celsius. Also expecting mild temperatures ranging between 8 and 9 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting cold temperatures over Kalahari with 21 degrees Celsius over most areas, mild over southern with 23 degrees Celsius. Over Ngamiland and Chobe, expecting hot temperatures with 31 degrees Celsius over most places. Also expecting warm temperatures ranging between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius. As for Sunday, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions over Kalahari district. Khanzi, southern southeast Katlang and southern central, we're expecting patches of clouds, also expecting clear skies, with cold temperatures in the afternoon over Kalahari district. Southern southeast Katlang and Gwening, we're expecting mild temperatures. Warm temperatures expected over Khanzi, central and northeast. Over Ngamiland and Chobe, we're expecting hot temperatures. That's the weather forecast. Good night.